Okay, so we're here in the Innovation Arena at the Ploughing Championships 2019, and we have James here from Munster Bovine about to talk to us about the new app that Munster Bovine are developing. So could you just fill in our viewers about this new app for anyone who doesn't know already what it's all about?
Sure. So FarmOps is a product that we're launching here at the Ploughing Championships. So it'll be available to download in October, and we're very much looking forward to introducing it to farmers. So it's something that our farmers have asked us to do through surveys with farmers. They've asked us to help bring our services together. So farmers would know us from the AI, breeding, milk recording, herd health services we provide on farm today. And really our FarmOps app is trying to bring all those services together to help farmers make better decisions. So we've been decades bringing valuable data on farm, and now we're helping bring that data to an app in a way that makes it very easy to understand. So examples are like how we help farmers in remedy application. So for example, we help them day to day to make sure that they are giving the right drug to the right animal with the right dose and for the right duration. And our vet-led team has been critical in achieving that. In addition, then we do things like helping farmers with a dry-off plan. So the first things we do are check herd suitability, make sure that the farmer is suitable for dry-off, for selective dry cow therapy, and if he's not, why not? And then we assess each individual animal using all the data that we know about his animals to help him understand whether he is suitable for selective or not.
So could you just expand maybe a bit further on that, James? Like if I'm drying off 4 cows in the morning, how exactly do I go about that?
Yeah, so we have a nice simple plan for dry off in the app. So it shows the farmer what cows to dry off and what day and what treatment to give them. So we'll recommend cows that are suitable for sealer only, those that are suitable for normal antibiotic and sealer, and those that are suitable for long antibiotic and sealer.
So it's kind of syncing then obviously with your milk recording results as well.
Yeah, milk recording, your AI serves, your pregnancy scans, your calving dates, your days in milk. So it's bringing all of this information together, including your cases of mastitis, and giving you the best recommendation for the farmer. And whether he's doing selective dry cow therapy or not, it will still give him a dry off plan. Even if he's not milk recording, it will give him a dry off plan. But he will get more value out of it if he is milk recording and putting in his cases of mastitis.
And then going further, James, I know a lot of farmers now are using technology to register calves and different things like that. Is that available on the app as well?
Yeah, sure. So we're launching the product here, and I guess over the next number of months we'll be building up modules. So we're starting with our remedies and dry off, because that's what's happening most on farm this time of the year. And then the next modules out will be calf registration and animal movements. And again, with everything that we know around AI serves that happens during the breeding season, we're able to give a very accurate calving list to farmers. Then we move into milk recording, breeding, herd health, vaccinations and dosing. So that effectively we have a holistic view of what actions need to be taken on farm every day with the animals that are there.
So could you maybe show me, James, how I'd go about entering a cow for dry off?
Yeah. Sure. So
details.
On our app here we have a number of different modules. I guess firstly there's a task list which helps the farmer understand what he needs to do today. So that'll be an example of things like, for example, his milking tasks. So a farmer can see, if he's a dairy farmer, he can see what cows are due for treatment today, what cows are due for keeping out of the tank, and what cows are ready to come out of the tank. So we can see very clearly there what animals are due to treat today. For example, 896. So he can click in and find out more details as to what to give her and for how long. So he can very clearly see what treatments are due to be given today. If he wants to do a dry off, again, very simple. He goes into his times of the year, his jobs, he sees dry off, and we present him with a dry off plan. So it'll load here now in a second. And what we do is every cow is treated and grouped into a week. So if I was to go to a week there where there's a good few cows to dry off, say the week of 4th of November, we'll show the farmer what cows are in each group, and it's very easy for him to go record dry off, and he's pretty much done.
That seems very easy to use for me anyways.
Yeah.
Sure, we might move on to Doreen then now, if that's okay
Great.
with you, James.
Thanks.
Okay, so now we're with Doreen here, and she's going to go into a bit more detail on how a farmer can use this app more effectively to record remedy and dry off treatments, especially for farmers who are considering using selective dry cow therapy this year. This app will hopefully make it a lot more easy for them to make the right decision.
Absolutely, because one thing we have to do in agriculture is we have to make sure that we keep antibiotics effective You know what I mean? Because they have been around for 100 years, so we have to make sure they're going to be around for the next 100 years. So how we keep them effective is make sure that every animal gets the right dose for the right duration while it's actually in treatment with the most appropriate antibiotic. And one thing we see with herd owners is they're out there in parlours and sometimes in difficult conditions in the cold and in the wet, and it's difficult to know with the bottle. So I mean, the writing sometimes is so small how much to actually to use. So what we have done is once they scan the product, it gives them a little bit of advice and a warning. I mean, so it tells them exactly what the product is, if it is an antibiotic, so I mean that it kills bacteria, and it'll also tell them if it's a critically important antibiotic for humans like CIAs. So I mean that not to use it as the first line, to use it as the third and the fourth line. Then what we have here then is a weight. You can estimate the weight of the animal, and it'll give you the exact dose. So this will tell you 30 ml a day every evening for the next 3 evenings. So that'll make sure, I mean, that you will actually follow through the right protocol, which should give you the best treatment outcome, but also on your farm make sure antibiotics actually continue to work the way we like them. Then it manages the withdrawals for you. So as well as you giving you the reminders each day, it'll also manage the withdrawals. So what it'll tell you is if you take a dairy farmer and he's milking this evening, it'll tell him the 6 cows that need to be kept out of the bull tank because they are in treatment withdrawal. It'll tell him the cows that need treatment and the cows that actually can go back into the tank. So it really makes things very easy for him. And this will really work extremely well in the springtime when guys are very busy. Then, so that's one aspect of antibiotics, to make sure they keep working for us, that we use them prudently and correctly. The second aspect is to reduce the usage. So one way of reducing the usage is selective dry cow therapy. Because legislation come in 21-22 where it's unlikely we're going to be continue to lose antibiotics prophylactically. So what we'll have to do is only to use them on cows that actually need to use them on. And also animals that are not worthy of treatment, not to actually treat them because they're unlikely to get a cure. So for our selective dry cow therapy, what we have done is assess the whole herd. Is this herd suitable for selective dry cow therapy? What was the performance last winter in the cows? What were the new infections over the winter? What were the new infections in heifers? And what was the cure rate? Has the herd owner got a cubical space per cow? And once then if a herd owner qualifies for selective dry cow therapy, this means he should have the best outcome out of selective dry cow therapy. We'll go ahead then and select the cows for him that are most likely to give him the best outcome. Right?
And
so
this is all done through the app, so he can
it's all done through the
everything.
app.
So
all
he can
done
just
through the
look
app.
it up. Is a cow in front of him, he can look it up and see.
Up it up.
And
we'll also remind him that this is now the first week in November. You need to be drying off these cows because they'll be calving in 80 to 90 days.
Well, that sounds an evolutionary app for all farmers, and thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
It was very good, very insightful.
Thank you.